Can exercise help you sleep better after 60? The research says, if you've ever wondered whether that evening walk or Tai Chi class is actually doing anything for your sleep, or whether it's just wishful thinking, there's now a very large answer. A 2025 analysis pooled the results of 50 separate studies covering nearly 4,000 older adults, specifically to answer this question. Not a small pilot study, not one clinic's experience, 50 separate trials combined. The results are genuinely encouraging, but not in a one-pill-fixes-everything way. Some parts of your sleep respond strongly to exercise. Others, surprisingly, don't move much at all. Let's go through exactly what the science found, the good news and the honest limits of it. Sleep changes after 60, and not always in a way anyone warns you about. Sleep tends to get lighter, more fragmented, and shorter. You may fall asleep fine, but wake at 3 a.m. and stay awake, watching the clock, doing the math on how many hours you have left. Chronic conditions like arthritis, high blood pressure, or diabetes, which become more common with age, can disrupt sleep further, whether through discomfort, nighttime bathroom trips, or the medications used to manage them. The usual first step for a lot of people is medication. Sleeping pills, sedatives, sometimes antidepressants prescribed off-label for sleep. They can genuinely help in the short term, and there's no shame in having used them. But long-term use carries real risks for adults over 60 specifically. Tolerance, meaning you need more over time for the same effect, dependence, next-day grogginess, and a higher risk of falls and confusion. These aren't rare side effects. They're well documented in older adults specifically. That's exactly why researchers keep circling back to exercise as a non-drug alternative. It's cheap, it's accessible, it doesn't require a prescription, and it doesn't carry those same risks. But does it actually work? And for which parts of sleep specifically? That's what this research set out to settle, rather than just assume. This is where it gets interesting, because the researchers didn't just ask, does exercise help sleep, yes or no? They broke sleep down into its separate measurable parts and tested each one individually, which is a far more useful approach than a single vague verdict. The study, published in Frontiers in Public Health in 2025, pulled together 50 randomized controlled trials involving 3,937 adults with an average age of 60 or older from countries including the US, UK, China, Spain, and Brazil. The exercise types varied widely: walking, Tai Chi, yoga, resistance training, Pilates, Badwanjin, Qigong, dance-based exercise, and general aerobic classes. There wasn't one correct exercise. A genuinely wide range of movement styles showed up in the pool of effective studies. Most programs ran 3 sessions a week, with 60 minutes being the single most common session length, though some ran as short as 30 minutes and others closer to 2 hours. Programs lasted anywhere from 4 weeks to a full year, with 12 weeks being the most typical length. Here's what improved, based on how participants rated their own sleep. Overall sleep quality improved meaningfully. Using the standard Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, the most widely used sleep questionnaire in this kind of research, the exercise groups scored notably better than the non-exercise control groups. Insomnia severity also dropped. People doing exercise programs reported a moderate reduction in how severe their insomnia felt compared to those who didn't exercise. And interestingly, the researchers found this benefit didn't depend heavily on whether someone was generally healthy or already managing a condition like arthritis or heart failure. The improvement showed up fairly consistently across both groups. Now, here's the honest part, and it's important, because a channel that only tells you the good news isn't being straight with you. Not everything improved. Daytime sleepiness didn't show a statistically significant change. Neither did sleep latency. That's how long it takes to actually fall asleep once you're in bed. And the number of times people woke up during the night also didn't shift in a meaningful way. So the clearest picture is this. Exercise appears to genuinely help you feel your sleep is better overall, reduces how severe insomnia feels, and helps you get more total, more efficient sleep with less time lying awake after waking up. What it doesn't clearly do, at least based on the current evidence, is help you fall asleep faster or stop the middle-of-the-night wake-ups altogether. If those two specific issues are your biggest struggle, exercise alone probably isn't the complete answer, and we'll come back to that in a moment. Researchers also have some ideas about why the effects that did show up happen. Exercise appears to help calm inflammation in the body that's linked to poor sleep. It also increases exposure to daylight, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and helps regulate your body's internal temperature rhythm, all of which play a role in how deeply and how continuously you sleep. None of this is a single silver bullet. It's several small mechanisms working together, which is honestly a more believable explanation than a magic fix would be. So what does this actually mean for what you do this week? Here are 5 things drawn directly from what worked in these studies. 1. Consistency mattered more than intensity. Most of the effective programs weren't extreme. Walking, Tai Chi, yoga, and gentle resistance training all showed real benefit sitting right alongside more vigorous aerobic programs. You don't need to push hard, you need to show up regularly. If you're choosing between an intense workout, you'll do twice, and a gentle walk you'll do 3 times. The research suggests the gentle, repeatable option is the better bet. 2. 3 sessions a week around 60 minutes each was the most common pattern among the programs that worked. Though sessions in the studies ranged anywhere from 30 minutes up to 2 hours. If a full hour feels like too much to start, there's no evidence here that you need to hit that number exactly. Start with what you can genuinely sustain and build from there. 3. Give it real time. Programs in this research ran anywhere from 4 weeks to a full year, with 12 weeks being the most common length among those showing benefit. This isn't a one walk and you'll sleep great tonight kind of effect. Think of it as a cumulative investment, closer to how strength training builds muscle gradually than how a sleeping pill works in an hour. 4. Pick a type of movement you'll actually keep doing. Because so many different exercise types showed benefit, from Tai Chi to walking to resistance bands to dance-based classes. The best exercise for your sleep is genuinely the one you'll stick with. Enjoyment beats optimization here. If you dread it, you won't do it consistently enough for it to help. 5. If your main problem is trouble falling asleep or frequent night waking, don't expect exercise alone to solve it. Based on what this research actually found, those 2 specific issues need to be paired with other strategies. Things like a consistent bedtime routine, limiting screens and caffeine in the evening, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and speaking with your doctor if the problem persists. Exercise is a strong piece of the puzzle here, not the whole picture, and treating it as a complete cure for every sleep issue would be setting yourself up for disappointment. A few safety notes before you start. If you have a heart condition, uncontrolled blood pressure, or any condition that limits your mobility, check with your doctor before beginning a new exercise routine. This applies whether you're starting for your sleep, your joints, or anything else. This is especially true if you're currently taking medication for blood pressure, blood sugar, or sleep, since exercise can interact with how those work. Avoid exercising too close to bedtime. Vigorous exercise within an hour or 2 of sleep can raise your heart rate and body temperature in a way that works against you, making it harder, not easier to wind down. Earlier in the day, morning or early afternoon, tends to be the safer, more sleep-friendly window for most people. Start gently, especially if you've been inactive for a while. A short warm-up, comfortable footwear, and a pace that lets you hold a conversation are all reasonable starting points before adding intensity. And if your sleep problems are severe, persistent, or affecting your daily functioning, exercise is a genuinely useful tool, but it isn't a replacement for a proper medical evaluation. Some sleep issues, like sleep apnea, need to be diagnosed and treated directly, and no amount of walking will fix an unaddressed breathing problem during sleep. So, has your sleep changed since your 60s, and have you tried exercise as part of the fix? Tell me in the comments. I read every one, and it genuinely helps other people watching see they're not the only ones dealing with this. If this was useful, hit subscribe, because we cover topics exactly like this one every week. Evidence-based, no exaggeration, just what the research actually shows.